we've got pollen in the air and it's causing quite a bit. Too much pollen. Distinguished graduating students, distinguished faculty and staff, and most important of all, distinguished parents, relatives, and friends of the School of Music Advanced Graduating Class 2006. When Professor Martin Chambers asked me to be your commencement speaker, I was both surprised and flattered. When I asked him what I should talk about, his immediate reply was, talk about a minute. You must realize that today's commencement speakers really have a serious problem with the competition of TV personalities, many of whom have as many as a dozen writers. And as you can see, I have no teleprompter. I must first warn you that if any of you think you're going to get any pearls of wisdom from me today, you might be sadly disappointed. You have already had plenty of pearls along your journey to this memorable occasion. On the other hand, this just isn't a new choir service, which contains a few pearls that you may have missed on your journey. Number one, when I die, I want to die like my grandfather, who died peacefully in his sleep, not screaming like all the passengers in his car. Advice for the day. If you have a lot of tension and you've got a headache, do what it says on the aspirin bottle. Quote, take 2 aspirin and keep away from children. Johnny Carson once said, if life were fair, Elvis would be alive and only impersonators would be dead. Of course, you can't forget the late, great Rodney Dangerfield, a man who claimed that he never got any respect. Rodney was very upset when he visited his doctor and was told that he was crazy. He said, oh yeah? Well, I want a second opinion. Yeah. The doctor says, okay, you're also ugly. Sometimes I hear students complain about the number of years spent to complete the undergraduate degree. My undergraduate degree took me 8 years to complete. Of course, you should know that there was a rather disturbing interruption during that time called World War II. But however long you've been working to this day, you have completed your task and you can take pride in your accomplishment. You now have 1 or more degrees. Great, excellent university. Even though I officially retired from the music department 14 years ago, I still find the academic atmosphere a stimulating environment, and I remain an active participant of this university. I am still a teacher and performer, acting as a volunteer tutor in the music department and assisting with music ensembles when needed. This after 44 years of San Diego State University. I have been a teacher educator for 55 years, including the years since my retirement. My experience has been from elementary school to university graduate level instruction. You may wonder why. Why do I still roll out of bed early in the morning 4 or 5 days a week, try to find my way to my studio office? Part of the reason is you. Yes, you young, handsome, and beautiful students seated here behind me. It is a sense of personal satisfaction to watch each of you grow and mature as a person. And as a musician, I believe that I might have had one small contribution to that growth. Another reason is the continued association with my colleagues, who are all scholar musicians. I regret that I am not acquainted with any of you students from the dance department, but I do want you to know that I've enjoyed the association with members of the dance faculty as long as I have been. One more important reason is the proximity of Love Library and our own School of Music Dance Audiovisual Library. I have seen several of you dance majors using the facilities of our record and film library collection and the audiovisual library. I think I should remind you that there are 2 main criteria used to judge a great university. First is the quality of the faculty and support staff, and the other is the quality and size of the library holdings. San Diego State University has had a quality faculty since the early days of President Malcolm Love, who insisted on hiring only the best qualified faculty available and building the best possible library. Our main library is now named for ex-President Love and represents one of the best libraries at California State University. Within your group, you have chosen many varied vocational paths to follow. Remember, whatever vocation you lifelong process of development and growth, cutting through layers and layers, endlessly refining, drawing even closer to the essence of your vocation. That's a statement from a recent article in the Reader by Hogg, a Los Angeles writer. Professor Douglas Seaton of Florida State University believes an idea that students sometimes find hard to assimilate and frustrated teachers sometimes forget is that students are supposed to exceed their teachers. Education is not a process by which those who know more are supposed to transmit part of what they know to those who inevitably know less. Rather, we who know a little are supposed to share that little with you, with those who will then know more and make more of